In certain cases, it does matter which proton gets subtracted by base in the one reaction, and we'll now see how we analyze those cases and which alkene predominates such. So if we have a cation with this structure, which could have come from some sort of a bromide or chloride or anything with a leaving group, then our base, in this case methanol, could react with this proton to eliminate it and give this alkene. And this would lose methanol and give us an alkene with the following structure: CH3, CH2, where the double bond will be established here, and there will be CH3 group left here. Okay. Alternatively, and I'll show this in a different color, alternatively, methanol could also attack this proton, which would then lead to establishment of double bond here, and which would give us an alkene with the structure like this, where the double bond is positioned between two different atoms. And these two species are isomers of each other, but the question is which one forms predominantly? In order to do that, we need to look at the substitution of the double bond, and we'll see here that this is a di-substituted double bond. And it's di-substituted because we have two hydrogens, and here we have two alkyl groups, and these two alkyl groups count as di-substituted. By the same token, this is a tetra-substituted double bond, since 4 positions around the double bond are all taken up by alkyl groups. And now the so-called Zaitsev's rule, which is a very important rule in analyzing eliminations, says that the more substituted the alkene will be formed. The question is, well, why does the more substituted alkene form? And the answer, as in many cases, lies in its stability. The more substituted alkenes are more stable than the less substituted. So we can talk about the general rule where the tetrasubstituted alkenes are the most stable, and they followed by the trisubstituted alkenes, various isomers of disubstituted alkenes, such as these two, where there's a cis-trans possibility here as well, and then by the monosubstituted alkenes. The reason for this particular trend in stability lies in a phenomenon that we already seen, and that is hyperconjugation, for the most part. So if we have our double bond, this double bond can be additionally stabilized by interaction with the sp3 orbitals of the neighboring CH bonds, in case we have those CH bonds. And just as we saw in the cases of radicals and cations, the more of these bonds we have in the neighborhood, the better, the higher the stabilization. And so hyperconjugation is an important factor in stability of alkenes. But in the next lecture, when we start talking about alkenes, we'll see sort of more thorough analysis of what makes an alkene stable and what doesn't. But for this, the purposes of discussing elimination reactions, it's important to be aware of the Zaitsev's rule, which simply states that the more substituted alkenes form predominantly in elimination reactions relative to the less substituted.